Okay, cost estimation in Agile. Again, sounds like an oxymoron. In the real world, you need to estimate the cost before a customer is going to agree on the project, but there's no careful planning and scheduling in Agile, unlike plan and documents we'll talk about shortly. So how can you estimate the cost? In fact, that's exactly the question. Armando and I had written versions of the book. We didn't have cost estimation in it, and we said, hey, how do you guys do this? And this is the answer. So Pivotal Labs, they actually, not only do they develop code, they help teach the customer how to develop code by teaching them Agile. So they never promise that we'll deliver these 3 features by this date. They don't do that. What they do instead is they're going to commit resources to work efficiently up until that date, and they'll work with the customer to find the priorities to see how things take. So it's not a hitting a target based on features in a time window. It's estimating how much effort it'll be, and then we'll see how it goes. So where are they going to get the estimate from? So what's the steps they go through? So first, it starts off with a 1-hour phone call. So a company's interested in working with Pivotal Labs. They call on the phone. Part of what they do over the phone is explain how things are done. This is not a contract. This is not outsourcing a contract of work to do. This is a joint effort with you and us. You need to make a time commitment for the work off. And if after the phone call that goes okay, they said, okay, why don't you come visit? And then they have this hour-and-a-half session that's called a scoping session. And what they're doing is they are the customer has to bring everybody associated with, has some idea about the design, whatever design documents they have, developers and designers, anything that can clarify what has to be done. And Pivotal brings 2 of their engineers, and they ask these questions, and what they're trying to identify is there anything about the project that's going to be risky, right, in terms of the schedule, and try and work that out. As soon as the customer leaves, the engineers spend a half an hour to try and make a guess of how long this is going to take. And if it's it seems pretty solid, the customer knows what they want, not much risk, then they say, okay, 20 to 22 weeks. If there's a large uncertainty, it'll have a bigger range. He said, well, we think it's going to be somewhere between 18 and 26 weeks. And then what the manager does, well, it's that many weeks, it's that many programmers. We multiply that out, add a small profit, so it's time and materials. So that's the Agile model. So we're going to make our best effort and this is how much it's going to cost. This will be our cost to you. So are you happy with that? Okay, so that's how Agile costing is done.